this is just a continuation from the last vlog. It is about 9 o'clock in the morning. We're about to head out to the USS Iowa. I keep wanting to call it the Missouri. I'm gonna walk over to the neighbors real quick, which is a McDonald's, and grab a cup of coffee before meeting up with the rest of the gang at the car. I'll check back in a moment here. Alright, so we are now at the USS Iowa. We stopped off at Randy's, but because of the line, we just didn't really get out of the car. We did race. Ben got out of the car to try to see who could buy donuts faster, me in the car or him waiting in the human line, but I totally beat him out. There was less cars, really, and I think that they were serving cars faster so that we weren't blocking the street as long. But anyhow, the boat's right behind us, but we're gonna eat those donuts first, so let's check it out. There we go. This is the Cinnamon Toast Crunch. Flavor is awesome. The syrup is a little stale. God, the flavor of Randy's donuts is so good. Oh my God. Seriously, Bob's Donuts in San Francisco doesn't have anything on this. Although Lynn's not been liking Bob's so much recently. Next is the M&M one. Oh my God, yeah, solid. Chocolate on donuts, you just can't go wrong. Anyhow, we'll check back in when we're on the boat. Alright, so we are actually on the Battleship currently. Been walking through most of it. It's been pretty amazing so far. From the front of the boat all the way to the rear. The last time that they used it or did some practice sessions back in the late 80s or mid to late 80s, there was an accident actually on the boat where a powder bag that they're doing for a test fire actually exploded inside a turret 2, and it kind of has this crazy museum inside of this museum about the history of battleships and how a lot of the US battleships have had problems with their powder or their turret 2 guns like exploding prematurely. Other than that, everything on here has been pretty amazing. They actually updated the boat from its World War II origins to actually be more modern, and it actually has harpoon missiles and I think it was like Trident or something like that. So missile systems. They also have a Phalanx anti-missile system that they have just set up on the side of the boat. It's pretty hefty. We've been here for practically 2 hours now, I believe. And so we're just trying to get through. I'm thinking about lunch currently and what we want to do for lunch. Yeah, it's a lot to walk through. It's all amazing. Everything's really well kept up. The flooring is pretty good. There are some weak spots and holes here and there, but nothing that's worth complaining about. It's all been really well maintained, and the $25 price tag to get on is well worth it. And one of the cool things is that it's super empty right now, probably because of COVID, but it makes it to where you can get easy, great photos of just wherever you're at on the boat. It's a little great find, and one of the cool things is it's actually July 4th, and they're open, so I think that's pretty nuts. I think we'll probably be checking back in when we go for lunch, and I will say this. Because of COVID, they do have a lot of sections closed off or TVs not on that would probably be giving you information more about the ship, and that would have been cool to be able to see, to learn more about the boat. There's so much history here, so like I said, we'll probably check back in when we're at the restaurant. Alright, so we are at Abbot Kinney, and we just did a walk around. Pretty interesting street, a lot of expensive stuff here. We're currently at Pudu Pudu to try some of the pudding that they have here, and so let's go ahead and dig right into it. It looks amazing. We've already taken a bite out of it. I don't know if Lynn's gonna be able to get it, but I have a photo. I'll just go ahead and put in.
That's pretty cool.
All right, and then let's go ahead and get a bite. It's amazing. I love. It's chocolate with calamansi in it, and calamansi is like a citrus flavor, and so like it works so well. And the chocolate's like a darker chocolate, so it's not as sweet. It's a little bit on the bitter side. But what I'm more excited is if I put it like this, and grab a little orange with it.
Super solid.
Oh yeah, that's so good. Here, Lynn, you try it.
Yeah, I was actually really impressed to see something with calamansi in it, just because last time I saw that was in the Philippines, and last time I used it was on a jellyfish sting. So it's strange because it's dark chocolate, but it's really refreshing because of calamansi. So the citrus flavor is almost like the those like orange chocolate things that you whack.
Yeah, exactly.
But it's like a lighter, very much a lighter texture to it, so to speak. And it is genuinely pudding. Like, this does feel like a pudding cup. But it's a very pretty pudding cup. And it just looks amazing. But the overall texture and the flavor, it just feels like a really, really light, like it's not a heavy pudding at all. It feels heavy, like the weight of it is substantial. But when you eat it, it's just so light. It's super light, like, it's really good. There you go.
Sweet. All right, and we are now at the Venice Canals. Pretty awesome place over here. Pretty chill. Colt described it as the ultimate lazy. What was it, Colt? Lazy river? Yeah, lazy river. It's just really amazing here. I could only imagine that these homes are all multi-million dollars. Before we came here, we actually stopped at the window by American Beauty, or at American Beauty, and got a hamburger and a fried cheese or fried chicken sandwich. That was quite delicious. And then we found a $5 parking place, which I don't know if it's expensive or not because I'm not familiar with the area. But we're now at the canals and just kind of walking and enjoying the view. It's the houses here, the homes, really crazy. And we're gonna go to the beach next, so we'll check that out. But yeah, the bridges like that one right there behind me, there's a ton of them to get over and across these canals. So yeah, we'll check back in a moment here. Cool. All right, so we're at Venice Beach now. Been walking around for a little. The place is cracking, super loud. It's still dirty, and overall a good time. Still a ton of folks here. I would not say it feels like COVID has anything on this part at least. And yeah, we've just been walking around, looking at things. We went to go see the Venice sign and just walk through kind of the gym area. Although all of that has been closed, there is a section of area over there where some people have brought their own equipment and are doing push-ups and stuff like that. So very simple equipment. And the weather is just awesome. Without the sun, it's probably gonna get a little cold. The wind is quite chilly, but yeah, it's about dinner time, so I think that's the next place we'll be going to, and I guess we'll check back in at that time. All right, be back in a moment. Alright, and I forgot to actually film the end to today's vlog. And we ended up going to Meatloaf for dinner, and that was because the original plan was to go to the Pasta Sisters, but they were actually closed so for July 4th, which is fine. And then on our way over to Meatloaf, it was really loud, really smoky. There was a ton of fireworks going off. The actual place, when we got there, the food was fantastic. All the barbecue was great. The drinks were particularly great. Itok Sosol, or I believe that's what it's called, and the Tok Soda are always awesome to drink. It was one of our favorite reasons to go into this place, because it's cheap and they have those two sodas, or two alcoholic beverages, I shouldn't really call them sodas. And then having the Korean barbecue on top of that, never a bad thing. But after that, we kind of just made our way home, where there was just this crazy amount of fireworks going off. We actually witnessed a pretty crazy car accident. A guy hit a lady at a stop sign, or a stoplight, twice. Because once wasn't good enough, apparently. After he hit her, she pulled out in the middle of the intersection, and he just stayed stopped there, and she decided that she was going to pull over to the side of the street, which was the smarter idea. And then when she went to go pull over to the side of the street, the guy just rammed her again from behind. So that was actually quite comical. But anyhow, we're going to get ready to bounce out here to the first location of the day. And yeah, we'll check back in the next vid.